bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Chicago Bears. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The leading rusher in NCAA history from Youngstown State, here's Julian McLaughlin. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And Williams is going to pick up a Broncos first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Wilson's throw taken in here by Patrick. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. You look at this Bears defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The 22 more yards there, another first down. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Khalil Herbert, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are on the board first here this afternoon. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team, because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they now signal to the defense, now signal to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Wilson. Screen play set up for Williams. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 31-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 down at the 31. The give is to McLaughlin. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. There's Wilson. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And this is going to miss left. I don't think it even got there either. It's no good either way, and this will stay at a 7-point game. So without making excuses, you have to figure that this rain has had an impact now on both of his missed field goals.
It's one of those situations really difficult to practice for and tough to prepare yourself against. It's just a whole different animal kicking in the rain, and we've really seen him struggle.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive. Here we go.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Herbert. And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd down, Wilson. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
They go play action with Wilson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off. And the Bears are going to have it here just past the 25. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. 48 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
A pretty good looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. 2 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. A give left side here for Herbert. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Play action. It's Fields. And this one too low. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll run with Herbert. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there on a first down for Chicago.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On first down, right back to Herbert. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8. They run with a former Panther. It's Deontay Foreman. And he takes his down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Herbert will score. Touchdown, Chicago. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-7. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball, just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Second and 10. Now it's Wilson. They'll set up the screen. It's McLaughlin. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think the coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Hand off right side for Herbert. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Fields. Targeting more, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Herbert once more. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. Gets it past the 30, almost to the 25. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Not a great season for the Bears passing game, which ranked last in the league. A very solid year by Kmet. Established himself as a dependable target at tight end and led Chicago in yards and touchdowns.
Now motion left with Mooney. Here's a give to Herbert. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Fields on first down. Completion here to Claypool. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
2nd and 9.
11.
Herbert powering up the middle. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Dropping this underneath with Herbert. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
At their own 22-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And got his man complete. A huge play there for Denver. 42 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. Down to about the 37. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Looking to throw. Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they
going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here we go, son.
A handoff for Herbert.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd down, they go back to Herbert. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 153 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
On 1st down, Fields. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. Foreman takes it, headed right. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Fields now to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And they're going to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Khalil Herbert with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bears are able to widen their advantage. Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me that.
Williams loses the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 20.
I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. They'll toss it outright to Herbert. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Right.
Handoff running left, Foreman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They run with a 4th-round pick, Roschon Johnson. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Alex Singleton, a former Canadian League star, in on the stop.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Easy. Go.
Here's Johnson, again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. So there the defense denies the rookie of his potential first career touchdown.
And his first NFL touchdown celebration. I wonder if he's thought about it, if he has something cooked up in his head as he worked on with his team, and think about the celebration back home when he finally scores his first touchdown.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. We'll see what he does.
Well said, sir. Well said.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
So they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way. but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Bears, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington. Meanwhile, for Denver, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.